Boom! We are rolling. Day 7. I almost called this Will This Be the Last Video? Going back to a few days ago when I said anytime that there's a question in a headline, the answer is always no. And this has been kind of an interesting day. Man, it's been another great day. Woke up early, made some really good progress on my software app. Something I've been working on for a long time, I think months. Had a big breakthrough on that today. Was able to watch this show on Amazon called Nailed It, where people try to make things they see on Pinterest and just destroy it. Watch that with the kids. It's so much fun to watch kids laugh. I was able to take my nap, and as I was getting there, this is my favorite thing. Matt came in there and he just laid next to me. He just wants to be next to me, be with me. It's so amazing. And so we both took a nap this afternoon. he said, "Wow, first time in years. I haven't taken a nap in a really long time." And then we played some video games this evening. And so I was thinking about this video. I was like, well, what's it going to be about? It's just another good, perfect day. Still haven't sold Chris and Callie's house yet. But man, it was just a good day. And what I was thinking about was I like this, the rumble strips of the mind. Because as I was thinking about this, like all this stuff just starts kind of rolling around in my head. Be like, what if, I don't come up with anything to say? What if it's not good? I'm tired. I can just go, all these things. And I start having all these insecure feelings that the video is not going to be good. I'm not going to have anything to say. I've done it for 6 days. That's good enough. And so what are the rumble strips of the mind? And for me, that is the rumble strips of the mind is when I start getting in that I realize, oh, wait a minute, I've got insecure thoughts. So it's kind of like, when you're driving down the interstate and I had like a year in high school where, I don't know, I think I slept like an hour a day. And man, I was always falling asleep in the car and I was always hitting the rumble strips and it'd wake me up and I'd just go back and I'm glad I made it through those. But the rumble strips, woke me up, realized, hey, you're off course. You're off course. And what's been helpful for me is realizing that my insecure feelings are like rumble strips for me. That when I'm feeling insecure like I was tonight about this video, I guess I've got a few different options and choices. One, I can take these feelings as true. Like, oh my gosh, everything that I'm imagining is real. Or what I found is really, really helpful for me is it's like a rumble strip. I just kind of wake up. Like, oh yeah, I'm just imagining a future that doesn't exist. And why don't I just do the thing that I want to do? And that's one of the things that 75 Hard really taught me. I'm mirrored on the video. So I was seeing where I was. 75 Hard taught me, and that's part of the purpose of this 30 days of video is no matter how I feel, just do it. It reminds me of some of my favorite people that I've ever worked with. And it happens a lot. Like I just admire people that have retired from the military or that were in the military for a while and now they're working as a civilian, because the ones that I've met, they usually have this ability to it doesn't matter what they think, what they feel, whether they agree with it, if they've got a job to do, they just get it done. And I haven't had that too much in life, but 75 Hard's really helped with that. As has this thought of rumble strips of the mind, because I just start imagining all sorts of stuff, and then I can do two things. I can either believe the imaginations and let that affect me, or I can just do what I want to do. And then usually what'll happen is once I get rolling, I forget about it anyway. And so it made me think about that. Charlie reads a book. I was reading this book, The Little Book of Clarity, by one of my buddies, Jamie Smart. Let's see, is this going to work? Oh. It is not. There you go. Wow. I guess this would have been easier, wouldn't it? And he's talking about your psychological immune system. And I really like this quote by this guy, Gregory Bateson. He was I think epidemiologist. I think he studied like viruses and whatnot. And he said the major problems in the world are the result of the difference between how nature really works and the way people think it is. And I know for me, like with the rumble strips of the mind, when I used to feel insecure, I would believe that. Like I would have, like, all the imaginations that were in my head, I would have believed in, or at least some of them, and maybe I would have let it stop me. And I remember, so I've done some coaching with Jamie, and I remember one of our calls, I said, how can you help me get into like a good state of mind so that like I can just do what I need to do? And so we had this really good conversation, and he said, well, we could maybe do that, but there's probably something even better than that. And I didn't believe it, but I still wanted to know. And it was, instead of trying to convince yourself to think a certain way before you do something, he asked me, like, what if you just realize that whatever you're thinking, it's imagination? What if you just realize whatever you're thinking in the moment is rumble strips? It's just telling you, the only thing that you're feeling is telling you right now is what you're thinking in the moment. So that's been really helpful. And this really explains it to me. The major problems, or how things really work, and the way people think they work. And so when I used to have all these thoughts that, no one was going to love me, that I didn't belong, that I was going to screw something up, when I thought those things, I believed them. I thought they were real. And it's been really helpful to just realize that they're thoughts and look at it like, is it real? So that's what it is. A little short video today on the rumble strips of the mind. Let's see. What I'm feeling shows what I'm thinking. Which means if I'm feeling happy, then I'm thinking happy thoughts. If I'm feeling insecure, I'm thinking insecure thoughts. And that's kind of what the rumble strips of the mind show me. See you tomorrow.